So welcome everyone to this yoga class. And we are very happy to welcome you here. This is Heike and I'm Melanie. And what we would like to do with you today is to have a very short class, probably 40-45 minutes, something you can do during lunch break or before work or after work, so that you can experience yoga on one side or just have a little bit of yoga exercise in your lunch break. And let me start this yoga class with one little reflection for today. So as I started with yoga, the first thing I learned is that you practice yoga, so the postures or asanas, those positions you do on the mat, that you practice these asanas in the same way with stability and ease. And I thought, how is that possible? Because either something can be stable and firm or light and easy. So I thought either this or that. So how is that possible to have both, right? So you can either have a break or you have an activity. So both together does not work. So over time, I learned what that means. If you translate the word yoga, you can translate it with to unite or unity. And so yoga actually helps us. It's a philosophy or a philosophy, I would call it. It helps us to unite the opposites. So when I talk about stability or ease, it helps us to find the middle in between. When I talk about activity and pause, it helps us to find the middle in between. Why? Because if we are centered and if we are in balance, then this is the moment where we feel joy and where we just feel good. This is, in very simple words, this is where our well-being lies. And so this is it. And also what I learned about practicing yoga is that there is no ease without stability. So you can explain it to yourself probably like that. If your base does not feel stable, so it's very shaky, let's say your physical base when you're standing, if the ground is really shaky, very unstable, it's very hard to really enjoy and to find ease. Also the other way around, just being at ease without any structure, without any stability, also doesn't work. So this is it. This is also what we would like to do in this short sequence today, to practice always playing with the opposites, the inside, the outside, and to find the middle in between. So this is what we do. After all this talk, after all the stuff we did over the day, let's do the opposite and do nothing by finding what we call centering. So lean a little bit forward and take your hands and pull out the muscles so that you can really sit upright and find your perfect upright position, which feels good, which feels stable, but also nice. And therefore you lift your shoulders slightly and you move your shoulder blades back so that you create more space to breathe, more space in your heart room. And just for a moment, maybe the first time today, you please close your eyes. And just breathe. And after all this doing, what we usually do the whole day, a short moment of being where we just breathe. And very often then it happens when we say, now I just have a pause and I just try to breathe and do nothing, that then our head does a lot. And probably there are thousands of thoughts coming, maybe, maybe not. And there it helps to just observe the breath. The inhale and the exhale to understand that this has a structure. After every inhale comes the exhale. And after the exhale, we can find the inhale. Very regular. In and out. And this structure, the structure of the breath, gives us something to hold on to, with the quality of being very stable, inhale and exhale. And very often that helps to find this room, this space, to just be, to just breathe and just be. With your next inhale, please take your hands in front of your heart. Put the right hand against the left hand, the right palm of the hand against the left, in what we call Anjali Mudra, with the middle in between. And before we start, please one more time inhale. And then fully exhale. And with the next inhale, find the middle. To then please lower your chin and take your hands down. And take the time to open your eyes. So hopefully a little bit more centered, you will lift your head up, and I welcome you once again. And we start with the yoga class, where you please come up to the standing position. To the standing position into the front of your mat, and here we find our physical stability, our physical best posture, which gives us the best standing position, the most secure. And this is when our feet are underneath our hips. And therefore you please, one more time, you look down towards your feet. And also you check, are the feet parallel to each other? So, and then it looks like as if a third foot would have space in between your both feet. So that's a good marker you can keep. And now you please push your feet down to keep super strong legs, which helps you to stand upright. Lift your shoulders slightly towards your ears, and then you take your shoulder blades back and spread your fingers so that you have energy in your full body. And you inhale here and you lift your arms halfway up, parallel to the floor. And now you pull your arms into the shoulder joints to integrate them, to keep them super safe. And we do this one more time. Inhale, take your arms forward, and now one more time you pull them in and you keep them super secure. And now the hands go up on top of your head, and here you please fold your fingers. Bend your elbows and turn the palms of your hands towards the ceiling, and one more time you bend your elbows. And with those soft elbows, you move your arms back, even behind your ears. And now when you press your feet down, you in the same moment also push your hands up until you have really straight and strong arms. Stay here for a moment and ground the right foot into the mat. Keep it super solid. And now with the next exhale, you lean into the left side. Inhale, grow up. Push the right hand really up, and with the next exhale, go a little bit more towards the left side. And here you stay for a moment and you start to breathe deeply. And you breathe into this right side and you open the ribs on the right side with every deep inhale and exhale. To then push both feet into the ground, come back up into the middle, open your hands and take your hands one moment in front of your heart, and please close your eyes. And now we go to the inside and we just feel and we compare both sides with each other, the right side of the body with the left side of the body. And probably you feel here now there is a difference. And you feel maybe even the urge to balance both sides. And this is what we do. We open our eyes
And one more time, we keep our arms forward, parallel to the floor, and integrate them into the shoulders. And now you take your hands up. And you stay here for a moment and fold your fingers one more time. Turn the palms of your hands towards the ceiling. And now super long and straight arms. Push the hands up by pushing the feet down. And now we go to the other side. We push the left foot into the ground and move towards the right. Stay here, grow up, keep the left side super, super long, and then one more time you go a little bit further towards the right. And now again here, you start breathing deeply into your left ribs, and with every inhale and exhale, you start to open the left side of the body to now come up with your hands up towards the ceiling. Open your hands and take your hands in front of the heart. And one more time, take the time, close your eyes. Close your eyes and reflect and feel. Are we now in balance? Is this now the unity we were looking for? Yes, this is what we were looking for. And now you can smile a bit because yoga is also fun. It's not only just yoga, it's a little bit fun, the 30, 40 minutes. And now you open your eyes and take your hands down. Spread your fingers. Keep your feet super, super strong. Inhale, take your arms up on top of your head. And then you bend your knees, come into what we call a chair position. Inhale, come back up into the standing position and hands in front of your heart. As this works nicely, we do this one more time. Inhale, hands on top of your head. And then you bend your knees, come into a chair position, and now we measure the distance. You take your long arms down and you measure, can I touch the ground with my fingers? If that is, fantastic, the chair is deep enough so that you can only move your arms back up so that the arms are right and left from your ears. And now you stay here for a moment and you can feel that there is one side, and this one side is energy, and the energy is in your legs. And we think to balance this out, we would need a break, right? So this is what yoga is. So you take your fingertips down and you forward into your first forward fold, and you keep your knees soft and bend. Be a little bit nice towards yourself. Inhale, look up and pull a little bit on these fingers to lengthen the upper body. And now one more time, softly fold forward. Inhale, lift up. And then you take the right foot back and you step into a lunge position. And the first thing you do is you check, is the distance enough? And this you do when you look at your left knee and you check, is the left knee on top of your left foot, on top of the ankle? And then you please look back towards your right foot and you check, is there still space in between both feet for a third foot? So is it hip width apart? And now you create stability in both feet by pushing your feet into the ground, and you push them into the ground and pull them a little bit towards the center. Inhale here, and now very, very tensely take the right knee down and you place it onto your mat. And inhale, you push it up again, come back into the lunge position. You pull the right knee down, you touch the ground. And when you press into the back foot, the knee goes up all by itself. And for the last time, you take the right knee down and you place it onto the ground, and to come a little bit closer with the right hand towards your left foot, left hand on your shoulder. And now you take the left shoulder to your ear. And then you move it back so that the left shoulder is on top of the right, and you twist towards the left. And now the left arm can go up all by itself. And there is this freedom. There is also, it's very tight on the bottom, but it's also very open on the top. So you stay here, and you say you even want to create more freedom by pushing into the back foot until the right knee goes up into the air. And now you can even open more, bring the shoulder blades a little bit more towards each other so that also the heart starts to open. And very slowly you turn back, left hand down towards your mat. Right hand goes a little bit more towards the right. Then you pull the right foot forward, forward, forward. Inhale, look outside to the outside world, and then we unite with the inside world when you close your eyes and fold forward. Fantastic. Inhale, open your eyes, look forward, and now you take the left foot back. And one more time, we now know how it works. We look towards the right knee, we check, is it in the right position? And then also you take the time to look to your left foot, to your back foot, to also see, are the feet apart? And here we, one more time, create stability. Push both feet down, and then you pull the left knee down, and you a little bit touch the mat, and when you push into the left foot, the knee goes up again. And one more time, pull the knee down to touch the ground. And when you pull on your heel, it goes up again. For the last time, you take it down and place it onto the ground and come a little bit closer with your left fingers towards the right foot, and the right hand goes towards the right shoulder. And you take the right shoulder forward, close to your ear, and then you turn towards the right until the right shoulder is on top of the left. And when you inhale here, and with the exhale, the right arm goes up. And now it starts to open. Super solid on the ground, super open and in the sky. And when you now push into the back foot, also the knee goes up into a high lunge, twist it, and you keep your head up. You keep your shoulders together so that the heart starts to shine and that there's a lot of room, a lot of space. Before you now turn back, right hand down to the ground, and you place both hands flat underneath your shoulders. Take the right foot back into the plank position. And this plank position you keep for a moment. Push into both hands into the feet to keep the body super stable. And now you move back into the first downward facing dog, where you please bend your knees. Move your pelvis high up into the sky until the upper body becomes really, really long and you have your head in between both arms. Keep every fingertip grounded into the floor. And from these fingertips, pull up, keep the upper body super, super long, pelvis up in the air. And now with the exhale, pull the right heel towards your mat. And now you can really observe that the right leg becomes long and straight. Inhale, bend both knees, bottom up. And with the next exhale, pull the left heel down. Fantastic. When you bend both knees, one more time, you lengthen the upper body until the bottom really goes up into the sky. And one more time, the right heel goes down. Inhale, bend both knees, long sides. And now the left heel goes down. Fantastic. Please bend both knees. Keep this length in the upper body before you push your thighs away until both legs start to straighten. And here you stay for a moment. You feel this strength in this position. And in the same moment, you smile and let your heart soften. So to combine both the strength and the soft heart. When you please open your eyes, you shift forward, you come into the plank position, shoulders on top of your heads. And also here, one more time, full of strength and stability. Before you pull your knees down to the ground, pull your shoulder blades together. And when you now bend your arms, you sink the whole way down and come to lay flat on your belly. And you keep your feet long and flat. Take your arms back, please. And you fold your fingers on your back and soften your elbows. Fantastic. Take your shoulders forward, closer to your ears. And now you take the shoulder blades close on the backside. And you stay here for a moment and you are super present, super here, and you observe. When you inhale and then exhale, pull your hands back until your arms become long and straight. And then you can really see that the heart wants to go up, so that you really want to open the heart room. One more time, bend your elbows. Shoulder blades come close on your backside and you pull your hands back to keep super long and straight arms so that the heart starts to open. Super long breath here and very gently go down. Open your hands and place your hands underneath your shoulders. Where we stop for a moment in between each activity, let's find a pause here. And let's balance again, so to not have too much activity, not too much pause, but the middle in between. When you pull your belly a little bit away from your mat, you fill your backside. So that when you press your hands down and pull your shoulders forward towards your ears, and then you roll your shoulder blades together, your heart can lift. Cobra position. Bend your elbows a little bit and pull a little bit your elbows back so that your heart grows even further. And keep that when you tuck in your toes. And then you come back into the downward facing dog. And this dog also, we want to play a little bit. And here you walk a little bit in the down dog position. So you walk a little bit, bend your knees, play a little bit, and just observe what feels good. to bring into this very strong position, to have a little bit of playfulness, to then find the middle by please bending both knees, and one more time lengthening the side body. Keep this length when you pull your heels down until your legs become straight. Fantastic. With little steps, you walk with your feet forward towards your hands. And in the front part of the mat, you bend your knees deeply so that the belly comes to rest on your thighs, so that you now can place the flat hands on your lower back and move your elbows close. And now you press your feet into the mat, which makes you go up into the standing position, and you take your hands in front of the heart and you breathe, and you have this pause in between all this activity. And in this pause, we have a little bit time to look down towards our feet to see, are these feet still hip width apart? And if not, then you secretly make them go back. And now you come to this upright position. You place your feet. You keep your fingers energized and move your shoulders a little bit up, and then you take your upper arms a little bit back, and then you have more space in the heart room, so it's easier to breathe. Inhale, arms go up on top of your head. And then over the chair position, go down into the forward fold. Place your fingertips onto the ground, the bottom goes up and the legs become straight. Inhale, lift your head, and then exhale, right foot goes back, lunge position. Keep your feet super strong into the ground, pull them a little bit closer. When you now move your arms forward, lift your arms up, palms of your hands facing each other, spread your fingers. And now you push your feet down, pull your arms into the shoulders and take your hands up on top of your head into the high lunge position, where we give it a little bit of smile, ease here. And then you take your hands down again, down to the floor, flat underneath your shoulders, left foot goes back into the plank position, and then further into the down dog position. Fantastic. Ground the right hand super firm into the floor. And now a straight right leg goes up into the sky. Shift it up and spread your toes. Keep those super, super strong arms, and then very gently take the foot back and place it back onto the mat. Bend both knees. Push your bottom up into the air, and now you wait for the exhale to come, which extends your knees and which straightens your legs. Now push the left hand into the floor, and this helps you to take the left straight, strong leg up into the air, and you really spread your toes. Keep this energy up into the foot, and then very gently take the foot back, bend your knees, bottom up into the air. And then you wait for the exhale to straighten your legs. Fantastic. Bend your knees a little bit. And then with small steps, walk forward towards your hands. Come on your fingertips. That's a little bit easier. And here you bend your knees. Lift your arms up, come into a chair position. And stay here for a moment and feel this energy in this posture. Hold this when you take your hands in front of the heart. Take your hands in front of the heart and you breathe into your backside and you fill your backside. When you now turn to the left side and hook in the right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Take the left shoulder to your ear and then shift it a little bit back so that both shoulders are really on top of each other. Super. Make yourself super long in both sides of the body. When you now inhale, turn back into the chair position with your arms long and straight, right and left from your ears. Fantastic. And now you come up into the standing position. And luckily, hands in front of your heart to take a pause, to breathe. And then open your eyes. Take your hands down, right and left from your body. And first take a moment to breathe again, to stay focused again, to find the center. We always have this one moment, this one breath, time to focus and to pause. And this pause we now take to go back into energy. And inhale, take your arms on top of your head. When you put your palms together, you pull your hands in front of your heart and bend your knees, come into a chair position and stay here for a moment. Stay centered in the middle. To now turn towards the right side and hook in the left elbow so that you now can move the right shoulder more towards your ear and move it back so that the shoulder blades are really on top of each other. Stay here and twist twist the left side underneath, twist it towards the right. When you now turn back into the chair position with both arms long and straight. And now you exhale out into the forward hands to the floor. Fantastic. Inhale, lift your head up, and then step in 2 big steps back into the downward facing dog. And also here, play a little bit. Always find the middle in between the opposites. And this is what yoga is. To always find the middle and to see what is it that I need now. And now, if we know what we need now, we bend both knees. Bring the bottom up until the sides of the body are long. And now with a long exhale, you straighten your legs. Inhale, take the right foot forward in between both hands. Fantastic. Check one more time as the knee on top of your ankle, and then you walk with this right foot into the middle of your mat. Stay here. One more time, push into both feet, and now you pull the left knee down and place it onto the mat. And take both hands a little bit more forward, that you have more space to now lift the right toes up into the air and come onto the outer edge of your foot when you take the right knee out so that it points towards the right side. And you look down to your right foot. You spread your toes. Inhale here. And with the exhale, when you now bend your arms, you let your heart sink a little bit. Super. Keep your toes super active. Push into your feet, which makes the body go up a little bit. And then with the exhale, go slightly deeper in. And then when you push into both feet, it makes the pelvis go slightly up. And then soften when you exhale and you bend your knees a little bit. And we go backwards. Take the heart up. Move the knee back in. Also the back knee goes up. The right foot walks a little bit more back to the right side. And you place your flat hands back underneath your shoulders and go back into the downward facing dog. Fantastic. Play here, find the middle again, find the center. But then we already have this feeling that something is missing, and it is the other side. So now the left foot goes forward in between both hands. And we take all of our time to find the center, to find the unity, when now the left foot walks into the middle of the mat. And we take the time to first lengthen, to lift your head up, to keep both legs super strong. When you now pull the right knee down to the ground, place it down and walk with your hands a little bit more forward to have more space. And now to come onto the left foot on the outer edge of your foot, and you spread your toes, please. And you look down, can you really see that the left foot is active? Can you see the left toes, that they are really spread? And here, now when you look forward, inhale here, and then bend your elbows and soften the heart. And you keep those toes super active. When you push the feet, it goes a little bit more up, and then it softens with the exhale. And with every inhale, you push into your feet, which makes energy come up into your pelvis, and then you soften down. To lift your head now up. Walk slightly back. So take your foot down, take the back knee up into the lunge position, and with flat hands under your shoulders, you go back into the downward facing dog. And here you play a little bit, you bend your knees, you walk in the downward facing dog. Fantastic. 2 little steps, walk forward towards your hands. And here you bend your knees. Lift your arms up into the chair position, and you spread your fingers. And then you push into your feet until you come up into the standing position, and then gently take your hands in front of the heart. Breathe, and now when you look down towards your feet, you take your feet to the outer edges of the mat. You really open them super wide. Fantastic. Which gives you space. And very first, we stay here and we observe. And first we create stability because we want ease. And therefore we push the feet down. And then inhale, take the arms on top of your head. And then you bend your knees deep, you come into a squat position. And maybe the heels go up slightly, maybe you can keep them onto the floor. And also here we want to find ease by just sitting down onto the mat. And this makes us smile. This is ease and this is yoga. So we come to the sitting position and straighten our legs and really take the space on our mat and help yourself so that you can really nicely sit on your mat. Fantastic. Now, very often we have the problem that our back is super round because the backside of our legs are a little bit too short. So what we are doing here is you please lean a little bit forward and you bend your knees so that you can take now both hands to your right thigh and pull out the muscle of your right thigh. So you really, you grab your muscles and you pull them back and you also grab them from behind. You can see how Heike is doing it and pull the muscles out. It goes a little bit easier when the knees are soft. And now it's a little bit easier to sit straight. And we keep that. If your back is now still super, super round, you please keep your knees bent. Take the right knee and place the right foot on your mat. And either, as said, you keep the left leg now long and straight on the mat, or if the back is super round, you keep the left knee bent, please. Both hands are on your right knee, and you take those hands to help yourself to sit even more straight and upright, because you can really grab hold on your right knee. Lift both shoulders up, and then you take the shoulder blades to your backside. And now you please take the right hand to your right shoulder. And with this hand, you move your shoulder first up to create length in the right side. And then you move it back so that you, when you now place the right fingertips behind you on your mat, you already twist toward the right side. Inhale, take both shoulders up, and one more time move both shoulder blades closer towards each other. And now you inhale, you grow up in both sides. And then you make your left ribs twist you more towards the right. With all the time in the world, we always have this energy with the inhale when we grow up, when we keep both sides of the body long. And then comes this pause with the exhale, where we then let the body twist as much as it feels good. Every inhale gives us this lift up in both sides, and then we make the body look for the room, create a room it can today by just twisting the way it feels good. To go back, please grow up one more time with your inhale, and then you turn back towards the front. Keep the right knee with both hands to one more time sit upright. And then we change sides. Take the right foot forward, lean forward one more time, and pull the muscles out. Turn them out so that you can feel your sit bones. And now you take the left knee with both hands. And decide, please, one more time for yourself. Is the back super round? Then please, you keep the right knee soft. With both hands on your left knee, you take the shoulders up and you move your arms back. So that now the left hand goes to the left shoulder and shifts it high up and then back. And so that you place the left fingertips behind you and you already start to twist. The body wants to twist, wants to open. Keep your feet super active and spread your toes to grow up with the inhale and to find the space with the exhale. Every inhale, grow up, feel this energy which lifts you up both sides, and then the exhale comes and creates this space. Inhale, grow up, and then you shift the right ribs and you twist with these right ribs who now turn the body towards the left. Fantastic. And also here you find the middle, in between the doing and the being. Inhale, growing up, and then you just let it be and you observe what is possible today. And this is where we find well-being. To go out of the position, you grow up, you keep both sides long with the inhale, turn back towards the front. Grab the left knee with both hands. And then you straighten the left foot towards the ground and come a little bit to sit a little bit more further towards the front part of the mat, so that when you now grab one or two knees, that you can roll down onto the ground. And pull your knees super close towards your heart. Breathe in here. Now you place the feet back onto your mat. And take the right foot to the right edge of the mat and the left foot to the left edge of the mat. And both hands go into what I call the cactus position, which is 90-degree angle. Upper and lower arm, right and left from your head. Inhale here. And exhale here. And also here, first balance out. All this activity, all this doing needs a being. So sometimes the best we can do is to, for just one moment, before we do the next, do nothing. Just breathe. To inhale here. Take your shoulder blades a little bit closer underneath your backside. One more time, inhale. And with the exhale, take both knees 20 centimeters towards the right. And then you stop. Lift your pelvis a little bit up and move your pelvis a little bit more towards your left. Place it back on the mat. Inhale again. And now the exhale takes both knees all the way down towards the floor, towards the right. Without the left shoulder losing touch with the ground. To just do nothing. Just breathe. And with every deep breath, the left side of the body starts to open. With every exhale, it starts to soften. Nothing more to do. To go out, you please push both feet into the ground before you come with your knees back up, so that your knees point back up into the sky. Lift your pelvis a little bit up into the air and place it back into the middle of your mat. When you press your head into your mat, you can pull the shoulder blades closer underneath your body. And one more time, we pause. Breathe in, and then with the exhale, you take your knees 20 centimeters towards the left, and then you stop. Move your pelvis a little bit more towards the right. On your mat, place it down, and again you stop. Wait for the exhale, which takes the knees down towards the left. Keep your right shoulder on the floor. And then after all the doing, it's time for being, for breathing. Time for space. To go out, please push your feet into the ground before you come with your knees back up. And bring your body back into the middle of the mat. And now you push your feet away from you until your legs are straight on the ground. Whatever you need, if you should be feeling cold, take a blanket or a pullover or whatever you need. To go into Shavasana, the very last pose of a yoga class, where you take your hands right and left from your body, turning the palms of your hands towards the ceiling so that your shoulders can open. This is probably the most important yoga asana of the whole class. Because also yoga has a lot of activity. And before we go into the daily activity, back into the daily activity, we take the time to pause, to do nothing, to rest, and this is Shavasana. So gently close your eyes, nothing to do, and just breathe and rest. Please bring your focus back into the room and start breathing deeply. One more time, breathe deeply in and deeply out. And start moving your fingers, your hands, your toes and your feet. And breathe, inhale and exhale. So then please close your feet and take your arms behind your head and really reach out. Keep yourself super long. Inhale and then you exhale and release. Do this one more time. You inhale, pull yourself super long, and then you release with the exhale. To place your feet onto your mat, knees up into the air, and then you turn on your right side. And you stop. You breathe. And then comes the next step, then comes activity where you help yourself up to come back up into sitting position. And also here, take your time to sit. To take the shoulders up and the arms slightly back. And then you open your eyes, and I thank you for joining. I hope that you
have a little bit united the differences, especially in the chair position. And I wish you a very good day and yeah, and a very good week. Thank you.